Do you think we are over-medicating neurodiverse kids and losing their creativity and strengths?
So it's really interesting I might have said this before on the podcast, but back when I started in this space working in childcare, I did see a lot of kids that were, really difficult to manage in those spaces, and then they get medicated and they just wouldn't be themselves anymore. And it was heartbreaking, and that still stays with me when I'm choosing to write a script and try, start a medication. And I don't choose, the parents choose. My role in clinic is to give all the options, and then I give autonomy and, that power over to the parents that know the kids best, and also the educators and the other professionals. I've had a bunch of really the pod has been a bit tough this last fortnight for me. But it's really funny. It's almost like clinic, this is obviously ridiculous, but it's almost like clinic sensed it. And I've just had probably the most beautiful week in clinic that I've had. And one of the less big emotional moments was this amazing mum who's really common story in clinic, who's gone through the diagnostic process for their kid, but also realised now they have ADHD and they're on medication. And they're like, you know what? I've been using alcohol to medicate myself almost my entire life. And they're like, with the medication, I've realised I don't need it anymore. Which is phenomenal. It's what the evidence shows as well, that if you appropriately diagnose and appropriately medicate kids specifically with ADHD, you actually reduce their chances of substance use in adult life, because you're actually helping them function better without that cognitive strain. I spend a lot of time taking kids off medication, but I think when it's done properly, and we train fellows, we do not medicate ADHD, we medicate specific things that they're struggling with when non-medication options have been tried for a significant amount of time appropriately in an evidence-based way, and the child is still struggling. I don't medicate for parents, I don't medicate for teachers, I medicate for the kid, and the kid has a say in that from as early as they can. And it's the same. We know we don't medicate for autism. We medicate kids who have anxiety that has moderate or severe clinical severity that is impacting more than one part of their life detrimentally, and therapy has been trialled without resolution of those symptoms. There is a great complexity to how we medicate kids and what we think about, but we do it for the symptoms that impact the child, not the behaviours that we observe them having. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah,
it's what's the internal experience of the kid. So many screening tools, diagnostic approaches, everything watches what the kid's doing and ignores what the kid's feeling. It's a really important, point about this, that even certain tools, without naming them, that are seen as the gold standard, observe kids. They were built in research. They are a gold standard of a research tool, not the best practice in diagnosis.
Gotcha.
And often there's a lot of rigidity. If you think about a language assessment, it's saying this kid doesn't communicate in the way that they should. It doesn't capture the different way they communicate. And it then gives them a score that says you're really crap at how many words you can say or how much you look someone in the eyes, and completely ignores the internal experience of that kid and also the strengths they have in communication. So we are evolving with this, but we have a long way to go to actually try and understand the experience that these kids are having. And that's when we think about medication. But we always protect creativity and who the kids are.
This podcast is brought to you by Guiding Growing Minds, a social enterprise that aims to give all children the best opportunity to reach their potential and succeed in living rich and meaningful lives.